I recognize that people died and there's probably some anxiety or whatever, but at the end of the day, you still have those two teams and their fan bases in the city wanting to play a football game, and you're delaying it, 20 hours. That's going to change a lot. Just play the game. I recognize I'm probably an outlier, but there's not much that should stop a game from being played in my book.
I mean, because it wasn't like it didn't have anything to do with the game.
Right. I mean,
Like
the argument would be, I guess, like the city is now preoccupied with this terror attack, but we're moving the game 20 hours. So that's not going to make a huge difference.
No, not at all.
And then you're also saying, theoretically, this person may not have acted alone. So there could be others out there in some sort of terror cell ready to do something else.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that driving a vehicle into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street is going to signal or be a precursor to an attack on the Superdome.
Speaking of one of those bowl games here, in New Orleans, we had that this crazy truck attack, man.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to read what they were saying on here as far as what they know. So right now they say at least 15 people were killed and 30 were injured in New Orleans when a person intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street during New Orleans celebrations. And pause there really quick because that's just so crazy, man, because, of course, so many people over the course of their lives, they go for that experience. They go on Bourbon Street, maybe for New Year's, maybe for the Mardi Gras or whatever, or throughout the year.
I've done both.
You just go there for the food. You go down, hit a couple bars. Like, that could be any damn body that you know.
Right.
That's what makes it so crazy. Now, the driver was identified as a name I can't pronounce really, but Jabbar is the last name, like Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S. citizen born in Texas. He had an ISIS flag on the back of the truck.
And apparently a U.S. military veteran as well.
Okay, wow. And the FBI says they do not believe he was solely responsible for the attack and asked the public for assistance. Said is investigating potential associations, affiliations. A potential improvised explosive device was in the truck, and other potential IEDs were discovered. Yeah, that's really crazy, man. So I wonder a lot of things. I wonder, what the affiliations were, but also like what are they going to do with this? Especially with the new regime in office.
He was killed in. He was shot after the attack, I believe, and killed.
Right.
So there's not going to be any trial or prosecution of him. Now, if they are able to link some co-conspirators, they could, potentially capture and prosecute those individuals for what they've done.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not gonna again, and if they can't link anybody, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a dead body, and so there's not a whole lot to do from an administrative standpoint. If until you can prove and connect him to other people involved in supporting the attack.
Right.
So that's really, kind of where the FBI and whatever, care the administration is going to give to this, it would have to be, if they're able to find out that this was more than a singular act, and, if they could find, arrest and prosecute those individuals that were in allegiance with this guy.
Now, how does this impact the football game? And which football game? It's the Rose Bowl? What?
No, it's Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl
down in New Orleans. That's Georgia and Notre Dame, which is a part of the college football playoff.
Right.
The game has been moved from tonight at 8:30 to tomorrow at 4 p.m. So the game will go on, and be played. Again, money's going to drive that. But I mean, honestly, I recognize that people died and there's probably some anxiety or whatever, but at the end of the day, you still have those two teams and their fan bases in the city wanting to play a football game, and you're delaying it, 20 hours. That's going to change a lot. Just play the fucking game.
So you said they should have played it
for me, yeah.
At the same.
I recognize I'm probably an outlier, but there's not much that should stop a game from being played in my book.
I mean, because it wasn't like. It didn't have anything to do with the game.
Right. I mean, the argument would be, I guess, like the city is now preoccupied with this terror attack, but we're moving the game 20 hours. So that's not going to make a huge difference.
No.
And then you're also saying, theoretically, this person may not have acted alone. So there could be others out there in some sort of terror cell ready to do something else.
Okay. I missed that piece, yeah.
But from a progression standpoint, like, I don't know that driving a vehicle into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street is going to signal or be a precursor to an attack on the Superdome. I just don't see that type of escalation in basically a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And it would have been less than 24 hours if they played the game tonight.
Yeah.
So that I think is weird. The other thing, and I don't it's kind of an open-ended thing right now, is there was a Cybertruck that caught fire in front of a hotel in Vegas. And it was a rental vehicle. Apparently there were fireworks, and I don't know, there may still be some wiggle room as to whether these were regular fireworks or maybe some sort of IED type stuff that went up. I think the driver of the vehicle died, but there was at least some concern or inquiry that this may have had some connection to this in New Orleans. So I'm not sure. I guess we'll see how that unfolds. Musk went online and said that, like, they investigated internally as to, like, the car having a defect or failure, and he said it didn't, for whatever that's worth, and that it was due to whatever these fireworks were in the back of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. Are you an Elon guy?
not anymore.
But prior, you were like, this is interesting.
I've had a Tesla for 7.5 years. So, yeah, I like the car.
Did that surprise you, that alignment?
I gave him more credit than that, but I was misguided in doing so. For him, it's just a naked power grab.
Okay.
I don't think.
Because he does have like real power now.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you look at this, there's all the reasons to hate Trump that I do. There's all the reasons that ignorant white people voted for him that I despise. But for the billionaire class of people, this is just opportunism on their part. And, he basically got, helped get this guy elected, and he's got some bullshit position in the administration, and that was probably promised to him beforehand. Yeah, and he feels he's got a tremendous amount of leverage. I mean, he's been tweeting about what Congress should be doing and not doing.
Oh, wow.
He's out of his fucking mind. Just seriously. At this point, and I don't take this lightly, but if you, as the owner of essentially a social media platform, are, and we know you were involved in the election, and we know you have the ear of the fraudulent president, like, you saying the government should do this or that, in my estimation, you're moving toward treason. And so lock him up and execute him.
Oh my God.
Along with Trump and everyone else who participated in that. January 6th was treason. Yeah. That's beyond a doubt.
Yeah.
We as a country didn't have the balls to hold him accountable for that.
Yeah.
And what did we get? We get what we have now.
Yeah.
Which is not going to go well.
No, that's 100%.
And those two bozos were already feuding for the last 2 weeks. So lock him in a cage and let one emerge.
Let one emerge.
Yeah, why not? Then we only have one target.
Let one emerge. Let's